What's up, guys? How's it going today? Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to come out and have a chat and do like a part B or part 2 of that HRT talk I did the other day about herbs and hormones and things like that. This is a short one, so hang in there. Don't be like those the young people who just keep flicking. So if you get prescribed, okay, if you get prescribed HRT, the synthetic hormone replacement, and feel better, that's awesome. If you do like I suggested, to use the herbs and feel better, that's also awesome. Whatever works. Because I'll tell you, this is what I feel, right? If you've never experienced it before, is if you haven't experienced it, you won't understand what I'm talking about. If you feel this way today, and you feel the change, it's amazing. So, you know, when I was 62 is when I first started to feel different. And then what happened was, you know, it gets progressively worse until you put weight on, you have no energy, you don't want to do anything, you kind of get depressed, everything's changing. You know, it's called the change of life, perhaps. But that's when I thought, I got to do something about this. So when I went to the hospital, I didn't want to see a doctor, I just wanted to test, and I got the test. I looked online, found the results. I had to convert it from the way they measure it to the Western measurement, and I got that. And I realized it was really low. My hormone levels were low. So just to give you, here's a little side note, because I'm good at side notes. Years ago, I met a nurse, and she was a endocrinologist specialist. So she was a normal nurse, and then she specialized in endocrinology. Endocrinology is the study of hormones. So I asked her some questions, and everything I asked her, she said, it's way too complicated to explain how it works. Well, you know, we have 13 different glands in our bodies, plus emotions and everything else. So to try to understand it and figure it out, there's a lot of traffic noise over there today. It's way across the field, so I apologize. So she said, you know, 13 different glands plus emotions and everything else is way too complicated to really pin anything down and explain it in simple terms. It's, you know, it's too many variables, right? If you think, you know, if you have a graph like the multiplication table, you have 9 times 9 is 81, so 81 different variables in the times table, right? So you have 13 different glands plus emotions. You know, it looked like a map of a car computer map. It'd be just like a rolling hill type thing. Anyway, to get to the point is it's hard to understand. So most of us just want a fix, right? We just want it to be fixed and feel better. And you 1% to work and not to feel down in the dumps and so on. So really it's a gift to understand how all this works and to be able to do something about it. So I want to, you know, although I am not in favor of the synthetic stuff, if it works for you and it's simple enough for you, then do it. But, you know, if you need to see somebody, see somebody. But from what I understand, you can literally walk to the pharmacy, ask for it, pay 1,500 baht, and inject yourself 1 milligram per week. I guess it depends on body size too, but I don't know. But the way I did it, the reason I didn't want to do it, as I told you before, is because if you take an artificial one, it shuts down whatever you have of your own. and I wanted to do it as natural as I could. So I took the herbs, and that encourages my own system to work. You know, it gives it the food it needs to produce what it's supposed to produce. So that's the basics. So part 2 of this is, what does it feel like? Well, it feels fantastic. You know, if you're an upbeat, happy, normal person, and then all of that, you know, you can call it male menopause. As you start to feel it going, you put weight on, you don't feel good, you're lethargic, etc., etc. And then you can turn that around. Well, I can say I have some good news for myself. Is I put on a pudge and I just couldn't get rid of it. You know, I altered my diet, I did everything. And I have to say, I've not been going to the gym. And I have done a little bit here by myself, more like calisthenics, kind of Tai Chi stuff. But that's not, you know, like high dynamic or high output. So, but when you don't feel like you had any energy to start with, and then you're going to try to do something, you know, high output, it doesn't work very well. But now I feel like I could do something again. I actually feel like I have energy again. And it's amazing, isn't it, when you think about how our body works and how it affects our emotions and everything. So by taking, you know, 10, 12, 13 different herbs, whatever, I think there's 10 in that bottle I showed you, plus there's some others that I take, which were at the end of that video. And but if you take it long enough, you start to feel a result and you start to feel better. That's the point of why I come here today. You feel better in yourself, you have energy, you sleep better, the belly's starting to go away by itself. Life is happy, you know, you seem like you have a better perspective of life again. So I just wanted to share that second part. It's okay just taking this stuff, but what is the result of it? And the result of it is you feel much better. Every noisy vehicle in his neighborhood come today. In fact, yeah, normally you get the one with the turbo, whoosh, whoosh. They're way across the field, so like 800 meters away, but the wind's blowing in this direction too. If it was at night, it'd be worse. Anyway, so the point is, it makes you feel better, it makes you lose weight, you have energy, and instead of life looking like doom and gloom, life looks like it's exciting again. And however you achieve that, you can't deny somebody that, can you? So I just want to say, you know, for those who think they need it, do it however you feel like it's necessary to get the outcome of feeling youthful again, or feeling yourself again. Okay? That was really what I come here to talk about today. And why do I talk about this stuff? Because I care too much. Care about everybody. Can't help it. Can't switch it off. So, I'll say this. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's Monday today. I think 18th of August. And it's a little bit cooler today, which is nice. As we get closer to Christmas, it gets cooler each day, so that's nice. And soon be able to work outside without sweating buckets. I like working in the garden, but I don't like it when you sweat so much and the salt gets in your eyes, and then for like 2 days your eyes are sore. So if you have 3 days in the garden, you know, you're walking around like that because your eyes are sore. So we're getting to the cool weather coming soon. Okay guys, look after yourselves. Buckets are blessings. Rivers are peace, joy, and kindness. All the very best.